Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall tells me it's just gone 10 o'clock on Wednesday night. Back with a couple for tomorrow. It's a sort of a dire straits sort of a day. Shocking fare altogether for a Thursday. Up early this morning, out of the traps. I was going to get a key cut or to see could I fix the dilemma I was in with my car not being able to lock. Pádraig Fallon had left a message last night that in his locality that there was a locksmith, but that locksmith doesn't get up until 10 o'clock. So I got to Collooney, 10 past 10. I rang. It was an 0818 number, and there was a 1800 number. There was a mobile number that you couldn't get through to, and the 0818 number, no answer. But somebody rang me back on a mobile then, northern accent, and he wasn't from the key company. So I had ploughed on. Your man from Key, what was the name of it? Keylock. He had sent on the air code. So I got there about 10:30. He was gone to town, gone fishing. He was going to change a lock for a woman in Sligo, but he doubled back. He must need the cash. He was quiet for a couple of days, so he came back anyway. And I explained what was the problem, and I handed him the key, and he pressed it. And did I not feel like a right bollocks? Car locked. Car opened. I looked at him and thought he was a magician. I said, do that again. He done it again. It locked and it opened. And I said, how in hell did you do that? Hand it to me. Would it work? Nah, not a chance. So I was wondering, was it the same key that I handed it to him? And I said, is that the key I gave you? He said, yes, it is. Back to me again, no good. Back to him, no good. So he tried it. It was hit and miss. I don't know how it worked for him a couple of times. He probably tried it 10 times on the go then, and it maybe worked once. And I just said, look, I can't be at this bollocksing. Will it work, will it not? I said, cut a key. And I said, you do it a bit cheaper. No, 250. I said, go on. So I got the job done. New key. So he gave me the other one, the other one back. I seen on a comment someone said to put it into a bit of rice. I must try that when I get into the paddy field one of the days. I put it under a rice and see will the old one work. But I came back to Pádraig Fallon arrived. He was going above trying to be Picasso or Michelangelo or something. He was going doing an art class which was called off. So I had a mug of tea, cappuccino actually, in Collooney at the filling station there. And that's actually where we watched on the phone She Could Be Anything. What a Little Daisy. Went 20-1 in running. She was a long way back. But remember I said last night that she knows how to win. The other one went off too quick as well. And you could see coming around the turn for home. I said she's going to get there. She might get there. And she did. Returned to SP 7-2. That's 4 in a row she has won for us. 4 out of 5 over fences. We can dream of bigger things because I think she'd be better with a step up and trip. She's a nice little jumper. When I do get time one of the days, I must see how many times is that she has won for us. It's definitely 5, if not 6. If it's 6, she's into the record books. What had we then? We had the one in England. C team. That was 9-4 this morning even. Went off 6-5. The race worked out the way I had hoped. The dropping of class from Group 1 back to listed class. She was way better than the rest of them. And then my line of thought with that, why did I not stick with the first horse I wrote down yesterday, Doom? And the ones that had only ran once this year, I was right about them. They weren't up to it. And I thought a safe sort of, especially with some bookies paying 4 places, that's a French horse. But French horses coming over. I know we had Bootham on the time, but won in Linkfield for us a couple of years ago. It's a big price. But the French jockey, sure, when he came out of the stall, sure, you can't do that in England, and especially in Linkfield. Get caught on the rail. So his goose was cooked fairly early. They were waiting for Altamara. I was waiting for a Trixie and a treble. I cashed out. I had several bets with Altamara. I cashed out a few of them. But I was waiting for the big one, the Trixie and treble with the two of those up. Got 4-1 last night, but it could be anything. 4-1 about Altamara and 9-4 on C Team. But as I said, there's always one. And there was always one. There was one in the race there too, Class Tropper. It was down £9 or £10 after coming from England and done the dirt on us. Altamara ran actually better than the last day, settled well. Looked at one point that I might catch it, but it was put up £2 for its last effort as well, and that didn't help. So it's a pity. But anyway, for winning up a few pound, we're not losing a few pound. Hope that Hershey wins the race before Christmas, for the owner's sake. On to tomorrow. As I said, it's dire straits sort of a day. I meant to mention there. I went for the test, the NCT tonight. Went down on a few small things. No main bulb, and I think it was working going up. Handbrake not working on one wheel at the back. There was some bushing or something as well. I should have brought a bowl of custard and maybe they might have been more sympathetic towards me, but them days are gone, I suppose. An apple tart and custard the next day. A few things to do, will be alright. On to tomorrow. The favourite in this is bread and butter. It's a 9-year-old. He won a hands and heels the last day. It's a terrible race. Actually, the horse that was second in that race, the Laird was bet out of him today, wasn't it? Jack the Savage. And Tribal Glory, first time in a handicap. We don't know how well it's handicapped. It's going up 1-1-2. Shaky, that didn't do much sense either. I thought the horse opened there at 11-2 was a bit of money for its sense, into 4-1. This lad here, he's 2 for 2 at the track, and it's 2 for 2 at the track, but also good ground. And if you look at the races that it was pulled up, soft ground, good to soft. It was bet here, good to soft, soft. The two races that ran on good ground in Market Rasen, one at 22-1 and 10-1. So therefore they weren't expecting it, and one of 94 and 97. Back on good ground again after a break. Ran decent enough against Ocean Line, who'll be a better horse. And then the last day against a Nods-On shot to second. It ran well, I thought. Well, we'll see. Will we look at it? Sure. Have we time? Sure. The man that made time made plenty of it. What else will we be doing on a Wednesday night? A mug of tea here out of a shower.
Long on the inside, and now just shaken up Kosasiempre in third place. West Warhorse drops out quickly.
That's
in the air, leading Nay Bother. Kosasiempre, she is in third position as they run down towards the second last. In the air has the advantage here. Nico de Boinville hasn't pushed many buttons, running towards 2 out. In the air, chased by Kosasiempre. Nay Bother is in third place. This is 2 out. In the air is over about 3 lengths clear of Kosasiempre, who's doing her best. She's trying to reel the favourite back, but doesn't look like she has a prayer, as in the air comes to the final flight. In the air, Nico de Boinville over 5 or 6 lengths clear of Kosasiempre in second. Nay Bother back in third. The Carl Stocks Memorial Karaoke Stakes go.
I'm going on the ground and the track. It's 2 for 2 at the track, 2 for 2 at the collisions. We'll check out the betting. But it's so bad of racing tomorrow. This is all I could come up with. But it was 11-2 earlier on. Bit of a win bet on that. Another speculative tomorrow, the 7:30 at Chelmsford. Flying Fletcher is a hot favourite, carrying a penalty for winning the last day. There's a horse there. Now there's money for it in the last few minutes, because when I got this set up to 16-1, Macanudo for Ian Williams. And this has won at Chelmsford before. I didn't take the 16-1 because I was thinking that no one would be bothered this time of night. It ran second in Chelmsford when it was with Richard Hannon. And then after a break, it ran well enough in Kempton, 6 furlongs, and it won over 5 when it was with Ollie Murphy. Has Kempton Ian Williams. Gambling yard, so if there's a bit of money for it to be a help. Down from 76 to 69. As well as that, Billy Loughnane is riding. He doesn't ride that many for Ian Williams, but when he does, he's a fairly decent strike rate. You can see there Ian Williams, 30 rides, 5 wins and 6 places, so that's 11 times in the first 3. So when they're getting him up on tomorrow, you'd be thinking that to fancy it sort of, to 16-1 there earlier. So it's into 12s each way play. Maybe another angle would be as well with a hot fav, maybe without the fav. 10-1 there. And that'd be the same with the green bookie, because they're in bed together. That's why he doesn't show his face, is it? Now, one bet as well in France tomorrow. Try and keep our record intact, but we're going on the flat tomorrow. There's a listed affair. There's a Mr. Gatz there. He ran well enough over 1.5 miles. This is nearly 1.7 miles, 20 yards short of 1.7 miles. Horse that we've seen in England, Oxford, and it's by Nathaniel. This runs its best on soft, as you would expect by that sire. And if you look at it, heavy ground, one on soft, one on good to soft, behind Nikhil, and then in the Phil Bull conditions race, and it beat a good horse there, decent horse, Wise Eagle, rated 106.
To Rajinsky is now only about a neck behind, with back in third Oxford Comma. The tempo beginning to rise now, and Wise Eagle remains the back marker of the 4. And the Phil Bull Trophy Condition Stakes is about to develop as they now begin the uphill run back towards home. 3 furlongs left to go. Still the order. Rajinsky, Kyla Blockalsh, Oxford Comma, Wise Eagle, every betting slip valid as they are about to make the run left-handed back towards home. And now Rodriguez says go on Rajinsky, and Kyla Blockalsh is all over him to the outside. Kyla Blockalsh in the yellow and blue jacket, throwing it down to Rajinsky. Away to the right, Oxford Comma is called upon for her effort, and she's staying on quite well. And Wise Eagle still the back marker of the 4, but in touch. A furlong left to go. Oxford Comma, she went keenly in the early stages, but she's in front with 200 yards to run, edging right under pressure to Kyla Blockalsh. Wise Eagle along the inside is staying on strongly. Oxford Comma from Wise Eagle. Oxford Comma doing enough. Oxford Comma for a third career win and won the Phil Bull Trophy. Second position goes to Wise Eagle. Through for third, Kyla Blockalsh. And dropping to fourth was Richard.
So she'll stay when she went over 2-2. But whether she has the toe for these is another. Opened up 3-1 a while ago. I'm just after checking. It's into 15-8. The only ones with prices are 3-6-5. And it picked out at 3s. But Beckett's ended it over yard is in good form. It was second favourite earlier on. This opened up 2-1. That opened up 3-1. Now they've swapped places at the top of the market. I made a cup of tea there and I don't know what I did wrong. But it's brutal, but I'll still drink it. Maybe I let it too long sit before I put in the milk. that sort of a taste. Anyway, Cheltenham on the weekend be hard enough because the ground is the problem. So I don't know what will be running and not running. So bash the bookies over and out.